Matter versus Burgoon. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Well, even with a road map, and after a long nap, I couldn't figure out what you two people are suing each other for. All I know is that the two of you decided to live together for a period of time. Each of you has a child. Is that right?
Correct.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
And how old's your child?
3.
Terrific. And how old are you?
I'm 20.
And how old's your child?
4.
Oh, what in America? Anyway, you decided to live together. It didn't work out, and each of you wants $5,000 from the other. That's the only thing that I could figure out. You're suing for $5,000, your countersuing for $5,000. You have 5 minutes, I'm watching my clock, to explain to me why you're suing her for $5,000.
I'm suing Amber because when she asked me to move in with her, my agreement with her was the only way that I will move in with you is if Louis is not there. There is no drugs in the house. I do not want your dog there. I do not like dogs.
Louis is the boyfriend?
Yes, that is her boyfriend. She said, okay, he won't be there. The dog will be gone. And Mr. Lopez, the owner of the property, does know that you will be living here. Well, none of the above happened. She didn't let the landlord know that I was there. My mother spoke to the owner of the property, and he said, no, I did not know. There's 8 people living in a 3-bedroom house. Okay, the dog has attacked the mail lady and another mailman, a substitute. I told her, Amber, you know, it's not fair. We don't get our mail because of your dog. Take care of it. I told her, split the bills up evenly. She didn't. Her boyfriend was there 90% of the time. If it wasn't her boyfriend, it was her brother, 13 years old, not in school, watching TV, playing video games, eating the food. She didn't pay for any of the food. One time, $30. The rest of the food was bought by me. The electricity, I'm not paying for her boyfriend and her brother. She wants to divide it up evenly, divide it up by 8. Her brother, her daughter, her boyfriend, my daughter, me, and the other 2 roommates. That's how it should be divided up. If she's charging for us, for her boyfriend to be there and her brother to be there, that's what I think.
Why didn't you move out?
I gave her my 30 days notice.
Just a minute, how long did you live there?
I lived there for a month.
So what are you suing her for?
Because she had broken my bedroom window trying to move her stuff, or her boyfriend's stuff, and because it was raining and the weather damage, she said she would get it fixed. As a landlord, she has to.
Why didn't you put a cardboard there?
I put up a piece of paper. She told me, take it down. I'm going to get it fixed today. She never got it fixed.
Just a second. You go into a store, you buy a piece of plastic, you put it up on the window. So what you're suing for is for damage that was done to some of your things because of the broken window.
Because of the weather.
Because of the weather.
Because the weather came in through the broken window.
Okay. So that's what you're suing her for?
Yes.
Okay, and what was damaged?
My VCR, I have a statement, an estimate from the company.
You have a VCR, what else?
For $99, brand new, I just got for Christmas.
Okay, and what else?
And my TV. The TV, they said, unfortunately, there was nothing wrong with it. It had dried out. The moisture had dried out. $114 it says on here.
$114. Where do you get $5,000 from? Well, that's a nice round number. Now, what are you suing her for?
I'm basically suing her for the money she owes me for what she didn't pay rent. She put a stop payment on the check. She did beat me up in my own home, in my hallway. She and her mother have assaulted my boyfriend. My boyfriend was not there. You know, that was not the great.
Tell me,
my dog
what are you
was there.
suing her for?
I'm just suing her, you know, to protect myself. My property was damaged. I had to pay for that when I moved in. I'm forced to move out of my home.
That's what I want.
A restraining order against her.
Tell me about the assault, madam.
The assault, she assaulted my boyfriend.
I don't care about your boyfriend.
Okay, she assaulted me when a friend of hers came over. I did not know it was a friend of hers. I opened the door, and you know, somebody was knocking on my door. I opened it. There's a girl standing there, and she comes walking into my house. She comes out of the bedroom, and I say, you know, I turn around, I told her, I say, I hope you don't have any plans to spend the night. Because we've been going through a lot of problems in the house with Valerie, you know, and yelling and screaming at everybody.
So you said, I hope she doesn't plan on staying through the night. And
right,
what happened?
I told her, I said, I hope you don't have plans on staying the night here. And she goes, yes, she is, and started cussing at me and F you, Amber, you know. And I said, well, I just want to tell you that I'm going to pay your half of the gas bill, you know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. I'll pay your half of the gas bill. you know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. I pay your half of the gas bill. You know, for my boyfriend taking showers, my brother taking showers. On my face, I kicked the bottom of the door once, and I said, look, don't slam the door, I'm trying to talk to you. She came out with full fists, pinned me in a corner in my hallway, and started hitting me and pulling my hair and kicking me, and it took 3 people to pull her off of me.
You have medical bills?
Yes, I do.
Let me see them. You want to tell me about this assault incident?
Your Honor, my best friend, she's right here, came over because we were going over to some boy's house that night. She came, she knocked on the door, said to her daughter, oh, she's so cute. Is that your daughter? How old is she?
Hi, Judy. My name is Marilyn Embry. I'm a friend of Valerie's. I came over to her house. It's been the second time I came over there. I didn't know the problem was that bad between the two of them. I knocked on the door. She was kind of rude when she opened the door. I said, hi, is Valerie here? She said, yes, she is. And I said, oh, is that your daughter? She's really cute. She didn't respond to me. Valerie came outside. I did have an overnight bag.
Stop playing with the papers, please.
I had really cute. She didn't respond to me. Valerie came outside. I did have an overnight bag.
Stop playing with the papers, please.
I had an overnight bag, but I had no intentions on spending the night. I thought maybe because we were going to come back late. I didn't know it was going to be that big of a deal. Well, she said, I hope you don't plan on spending the night. Valerie says, yes, she is, and I don't think I need to talk about this with you anymore. Her and I walked down the hallway into her bedroom. She was still yelling, and Valerie's yelling back, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. We go into her room, she shuts the door and locks it. She's still screaming, don't effing slam the door in my face. She kicks the door maybe once or twice. I really don't know how many times. Valerie opens the door because she thought the door was going to break. I thought the door was going to break. Well, her daughter's standing right next to her the whole time she's doing all this, and she's a little girl. We opened the door, she pushed Valerie. Valerie pushed her back. They both started fighting. It was mutual. Yes, Valerie was hitting her more times than she was hitting her, but I mean, we assumed that she was really going to hurt Valerie. She came to the door and kicked the door. I started pulling them apart, and then her little brother came out, and I just kept trying to break it up, and then the rest of the roommates came out, but she didn't want to attack her or anything.
What you're saying was she came to
That
the
I
door.
saw it,
She
yeah.
came to the door. She kicked at the door. When she opened the door, she
Yeah.
pushed her first. She
Right.
pushed her back, and they started to fight.
Right.
And she was punching her more than she was getting punched. Judge, that's what you just said?
Yes.
That doesn't make any difference.
You're on.
Who was winning the fight doesn't make any difference.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's quite responsible.
Oh, yes.
And later today,
Everybody is out to make a buck on somebody else's sorrow, sadness, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Yours is one of the worst kind.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Valerie Ricker says her former roommate, Amber Burgoon, damaged her home and property. Amber says Valerie assaulted her.
What else are you suing her for?
That is all.
Good. It's easy. Does it look...
I have something to add to it, if I might, please.
About what?
About the situation with the altercations, the trouble with Valerie.
What's the difference of the trouble with Valerie? Madam, you're her mother?
Yes, I am.
Why wasn't she living with you and your grandchild?
Because she's an adult and she can
She's not an
take
adult.
her own way.
She's not an adult. She's a teenager with a 3-year-old child.
She's quite responsible.
Oh, yes. Who do you work for?
I work for Vaughn's.
And you make enough money to take care of you and your child?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes,
She
I
is
do.
on ADC.
Yes, I also am on aid.
So you get
Because
welfare?
I'm on aid, plus I work because my child's father does not want to
Just a
support
second.
her.
Just a second. You get welfare and you work at Vaughn's,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you think that that's totally responsible. That's why she's not, she's a mature adult. That's why she's not living with you with her grandchild. So you allowed your grandchild to go and live in a house where there were 8 other people living.
No, there was not 8 other people
There wasn't
living there at the
supposed to be 8
time.
people.
See, that's what...
Just a second. How many times did you go over there to see the living conditions?
Numerous times, every day I was there.
Well, if you were living there and your daughter is telling me that there were 8 people living in this house and a vicious dog, why didn't you take your daughter and your grandson after a day and say this is not an appropriate place for you to live?
We did.
And should she come home?
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
No, she didn't. She said she stayed there for a month.
in my house after the point.
She said she stayed there for a month. So I don't see the reason for a lawsuit. I don't see I don't see where you get $5,000. I don't see where you get $5,000. You tried living together. It didn't work out. You went home to your parents. Correct? Goodbye.
Thank you.
Why does I excuse you? May step out.